Thank you. I'm glad you finally got to see me.
I made it.
Good evening and welcome. We'd like to welcome you to our board meeting this night. The agendas are posted on, well, it used to be left and right, but now left, right, and center. The sound system sounds like it's working. And we'd like to welcome all the visitors who are with us, as well as staff. Thank you for being with us this day. We'd like to excuse President Richardson, who's out of town. And so you give me. With that, though, we have an exciting musical presentation for our board meeting tonight. And I was just talking to him. This is kind of an interesting musical duo we're going to have. So we've got Colton Peterson from Bonneville High and Hudson Bosworth from Fremont High. That was the odd part, but that's okay because the guys have been together for some time. They perform professionally. They have created their own duo named Facing West, featuring Colton and on the bass and Hudson playing the guitar. So if you guys want to introduce the song that you're going to be doing, tell us a little bit about you if you'd like to. And once they're completed, they will also lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance together. So I'll turn this over to you guys. Thank you.
So how you guys doing? My name is Hudson Bosworth.
Colton Peterson.
And so we're here to play some music for you guys. I play the guitar. Well, actually, I've been playing the guitar. Okay, I've been playing the guitar for maybe anyway about 10 or 11 years now.
And I haven't been playing the bass for quite as long. 4 going on 5 right now.
So we're glad to be here. We'd like to thank you guys for letting us come. So our first song is an original that we wrote a while back. It was one of the more later songs that we wrote. We had some help from some family members and some friends. So this song occurred. The title of the song is mainly about a place in Montana called Virginia City. And they had a gold rush going on there in the late 1800s. So we decided, we like to write about history, so we decided to write about this. So we came up with this song called Virginia City Gold. held band for the Yellowstone. Forced to stop near Alder Creek by a band of angry crows who knew the ground beneath their feet held Virginia City gold.
They tried to keep the secret, news that gold was found, but like a bolt of lightning, the word soon spread around. Thousands came from far and wide, prospectors, young and old, who knew the ground beneath their feet had Virginia City gold.
Rich too fast, no laws, no rules, no justice. Peace would never last. Shots raining out along the trail, men died, shot down cold. All their pockets empty of that Virginia City gold. Gold does strange things to men, turns food hearts to stone. Evil stops at nothing and cuts right to the bone. So go ahead and stake your claim, let the devil own your soul. It's best to stay away from that Virginia City gold. Gold fever in full swing. A band of misfits hit the trail hard, justice they would bring. 15 men were hung that day, the message clearly told. Don't come around here stealing Virginia City gold. Some business cards. We want those taken. Put them up there. You guys want one? Go ahead.
So how did you guys get to know each other? I mean, you're on two opposite ends of the district.
Yeah.
Did you work together?
Well, so when we got together a while back. We had a band manager at the time, and I don't know if any of you guys know who Ryan Shoop and Rubber Band is. So Ryan Shoop's uncle was in charge of our band at the time. So we would meet at his house, and he went around to different schools recruiting people for this band, and that's how we found me and Colton. He came in, he was looking for a guitar player, a bass, and at the time, he was looking for fiddle players and a couple others. So that's kind of how we got together, and you hear the stories about bands, that some don't last forever. So, a couple years went on, and a couple people kind of broke apart from the band. So that's kind of how there's just two of us right now. There used to be five, but now there's two, and we're having a lot of fun.
Nice job.
So we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance now, and I'll lead you guys off now. So if you could please stand and show proper respect to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty liberty, and justice for all.
How about another round of vote and nothing? Not that I'm soliciting, but you should have already got the card. We're trying to help you, fellas. What grade you in?
Oh, so I'm a senior.
Junior. All right, well, congratulations. Nice job, guys. Thank you. Board, the next item on our agenda is the consent calendar. Entertain a motion to accept the consent calendar. By Doug, second by Minty. Any discussion on the consent calendar? Seeing none, all in favor? The motion carries. Thank you. So the recognitions for the night would be the I Love Teaching Award, and Bart Hansen, you're up, please.
All right, need another hand, it looks like here. All right, it's my pleasure, Board and Superintendent Stevens, to recognize our newest recipient of the I Love Teaching Award. Mackie Huddleston, would you come up for a second? I'll give her that, she can hold that. You just thought it was going to be a name out on the plaque, didn't you? Well, it's my honor to share with you a little bit why Maggie's going to receive this award. She's receiving it this time. She's amazing. I've been in her classroom 3 times this year, and every time it is just so much fun because, you know, you're walking into a classroom that is just totally engaged, and they love being there. You can truly tell the kids want to be there. And when I went and visited and talked to them, I had 8th graders who had Maggie last year that wanted to come in and tell me why she was the greatest teacher ever. And almost like telling the 7th graders, you don't know yet, but she is amazing, and you're going to be you're so lucky you got her as a teacher. Now, she's been teaching for 14 years, 8 in our district, I think that's correct, and at Sanders Junior High School. And if I could just read a few comments by her principal, Mr. Scott Elliott, says she's kind of a big deal too. Maggie makes science come alive. She is willing to do anything to connect with her students, whether dressing up like a mad scientist or wearing the NASA suit. Thanks for wearing that today. There is no limit that she will go to in order to reach her students. She is passionate about science, and she wants everyone to share that passion. And it's so true. And to see those kids just, I mean, they were standing up, I mean, sitting down for a minute and doing something, group activities, and all of a sudden she has them up, and they're doing all kinds of hand gestures and symbols, and as they're learning different things with songs, she's singing to them, and they're all following along. She's playing games with them. She's doing all kinds of fun activities. Every time I go in there, it's something new and exciting, and the kids are into it. Now, you know, this I Love Teaching Award is a prestigious thing. We walked out and looked at the board, and she said, I've always wanted my name on that. And and she gets her name on that. Plus this. And, you know, that is a fantastic honor. Now, I know that you may have been recognized for something else this year that we're going to talk about for a minute. Not quite as cool as this one, but she received the 2016 Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science this year. Now, it's kind of another cool thing besides the I Love Teaching Award. I mean, she actually kind of got an all-expenses paid trip to Washington, D.C. Last month. Got to go to the White House, got recognized there, and a little check for $10,000. And I mean, and thanks, Ken, who also teaches. thanks Ken, who also teaches in Weaver School District, one of our wonderful teachers. He provided the transportation today for Maggie getting up here. Thank you. But no, we're so proud of her, and for that award, Matt Patterson nominated her, and he had a few comments too that I'd like to share. He talks about her energy and passion for science education. He states, in Maggie's classroom you will see guest speakers, students conducting research, collaboration with professionals from local universities, businesses, and the community. She pushes her students to be critical thinkers and problem solvers and provides them the resources and tools to make that happen. And if you have an opportunity to go up to the STEM fair, she has a lot of students represented there, and they all do very well. But Matt also mentions that she's not just a great, fantastic classroom teacher working with kids, she's also a leader among her peers. And he also cites some of the committees and teams that she's served on. She's on the Weaver School District STEM Fair Committee. She's been a facilitator for the 3rd and 4th grade Summer Core Academy and Standards. During the summer, she runs science workshops for teachers throughout the state. She's a team leader and facilitator for the 8th grade Summer Standards Academy, and she helped write the 7th grade SEED standards. So, you know, she's fantastic with the kids, and she's fantastic with her peers. She's a true teacher leader, and we're so fortunate to have Maggie in our district and teaching our kids. That's a neat thing with your name on that plaque out there, and I'll see that every day walking by, and always remember that smiling face that you have. Let me say a couple things about kids, what they had to say, because you know we do talk to kids, and I'm going to give you a few. I asked them just a few kids to, will you write just like a sentence or two why she's great, and most of them obeyed that, you know. But some of them said, I can't write 2 or 3 words about her. So they wrote essays. And I'm like, okay, but
you can stop writing.
so I'm going to give those to you and just read a couple summaries of that. She is super funny and nice. It is always fun. She is my favorite teacher. She describes everything in a better way and makes it easy for us to understand. We do all sorts of activities each day. She makes sure everyone learns something and that everyone is on task. Another student says, I look forward to her class every day. She makes science more fun. And finally, she is amazing because she reviews subjects with us. She is really nice when you ask her questions, and she tries not to make the class stressful. So finally, Trent, would you hit that? Congratulations.
Thank you. So I do have to say it is an honor working for Weaver School District. I will be here forever probably, and I'll probably be at Sandridge forever. The support that we have as teachers I think is phenomenal in this district. The support we have from our administrators are fabulous, especially this one. He's an amazing, amazing principal. My husband being in education too is wonderful. They're wonderful support. I haven't been able to do all this stuff without him. And then Matt Patterson, by the way, is probably one of the smartest things you ever did, was making sure he's in science, because he's done some amazing things. I'm super excited for this year with what we're going to be doing with teachers and doing some trainings, getting them ready for the new core for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Anyway, I love everything. I love science.
Scott, earlier, principal, join us, please. No, she didn't. So who'd you bring with you?
Okay, so this is Ken Huddleston, and this is my daughter Hannah, and her husband Connor, and her baby that's due next week.
Ken, come on. Good thing you got in the camera, man. Well, of course, right here, we're going to Congratulations, Mrs. Nelson. It's exciting to have not only one teacher that also gets a presidential award and then gets the I Love Teaching, but also to have a spouse that teaches in our district is awesome. So thank you and congratulations. So we have another exciting presentation, STEM exposition by Matt Patterson. And Matt, thanks for being part of the I Love Teaching award as well.
Well, I tell you, she gave me a very nice accolade, but it really, my job makes it a whole lot easier when we've got great science teachers like Maggie. It was an easy thing to nominate her and others in our district. So I'm grateful for her, and we work in an incredible district. So thank you, Board Superintendent Stevens. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share a little bit about this STEM Expo. We've been involved with this project for about this is our third year, so we'll have on November 7th, we'll have the third annual Northern Utah STEM Expo. We have 4 school districts that are involved. So Weber, Davis, Morgan, and Ogden school districts collaborated 3 years ago and came up with this vision and this idea to get high school students to interact with our STEM businesses in our community. So we'll have about 850 students this year. We have 7 STEM-focused panel discussions, and I'll tell you more about those in a minute. We'll have about 50 plus, actually we're getting closer to 60 STEM companies and higher education exhibitor booths this year, and one heck of a fun STEM evening event where we've had between 4,000 and 5,000 community members come through and just have some incredible hands-on real-world experiences. So here I've given you the flyer on your desk there. This is our flyer. It's a little hard to read, so I'll make sure you had it in front of you. We would, first of all, shameless plug, we would love to have you come if you've got some time available on the 7th. You can see the way we format this is it's a little bit different this year. We'll do a quick introduction with students, and then students will have a chance to choose a panel session from 8:45 to 9:45. And then they'll be able to kind of bounce back and forth between these panel sessions and the exposition hall. And all the while they'll be able to have a chance to interact with businesses on a face-to-face level. I wanted to talk about the panels, and this is something new this year. Typically they've been able to sign up for 3 of 15 sessions that they go in and interact with a specific corporate partner. This year we decided to do some panels, and so we actually have chosen 7 such STEM areas, or areas of focus, and then those students will go to those panels, and we'll have between 5 and 7 representatives from this area that will be able to address students. We're really, really excited about this because we have some great partners that are going to be able to sit. The students are going to be able to ask direct questions and be able to have some dialogue back and forth. And we're going to have them ask questions like, what does it take to work for your company? What kind of businesses or what kind of opportunities do you have at that job? What certificates and degrees do you need to have in order to be able to work at this company? Matter of fact, I'm really excited. Just today, we were able to lock up one of our presenters for our computer science category, and she's a gal from Oracle and one of their lead programmers and developer, female, great role model in the community, as involved with outreach, and she's going to be one of the representatives of our computer science, which gives a great connection to our students and a great company in the state of Utah that employs a lot of our young people coming out of college. So we're really excited about these panels, and kids will have the chance to participate in up to 4 of these panel sessions so that they can have some great dialogue and some great conversations with businesses. I wanted to show you that a quick video. It's about 3 minutes long.
Today we're at the first annual Northern Utah STEM Expo. It's for our high school juniors and seniors to learn and explore and see all the great opportunities they have in the science, technology, education, and math careers in our Northern Utah area.
My name is Matt Patterson. I work for Weaver School District. I'm their science specialist there for their K-12. And we're just really excited about this STEM Expo. It was an idea that we come up with about 6 months ago, and we thought, it would really, really neat to be able to give kids opportunity to interact with businesses and really find out what career options are out there in science, technology, engineering, and math.
Well, a group of us educators as well as some community members decided, what can we do to help increase awareness to STEM careers? It is one of the most incredible things we can do for economic development and for an investment in our students' future. So we got together and decided, let's connect businesses with students and let businesses help direct our students' paths.
The best way to do that is actually bring the businesses here and to a convention experience and have the kids ask questions about what does it mean to work for their company, how much you get paid, what certificates or what degrees you need to have, and be able to find out what really do you do on a day-to-day basis. Because a lot of kids, when we talk to kids, they really just don't know. It's kind of the old days, I'm thinking about being maybe an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, and they just really realize that there's so many other specialized jobs out there.
We understand the importance of education, especially in our young people. We have a group of people that are going to be retiring really soon. We need strong engineers to take their place. The project that we have today deals with energy dispersal. We chose that when kids like to blow things up, and balloons and popping them is a great way for them to understand how the engineering can really work in their everyday lives.
I want to kind of explore what my options are, and I want to get out there and I want to see what I can do to help this world and what I can be. My favorite booth was probably the aerospace engineering booth because they're showing us how all the chemical reactions happen and how it's all built. And just really perked my interest because it's just showing us so much that we can do and how much we've adapted.
Tesoro is a wonderful partner. They're our title sponsor today. We wrote a grant to them, and they said we would love to help build our STEM education area. They gifted us $10,000 and made this entire event possible today. This would not have been able to happen without Tesoro's generosity and belief in students.
One of the biggest things that we're doing right now is trying to make a difference, not only with what we do at Tesoro, but within the communities where we do business. We catching them early, really giving them that direction to say, hey, what's your interest? A lot of people didn't even know they had choices in engineering. You can be a chemical engineer, you can be a mechanical engineer, you can do electrical, environmental, civil. I mean, there's just a plethora of things, of disciplines that we recruit. And for them to start to know at this early age is really great guidance. And for Tesoro to be a part of that, we just really, really enthused and happy about it.
So, great little snippet there. That's a little data in the video was from our first expo. One thing I wanted to tell you is that we've been able to fund this completely through corporate and university partners. And so all the funding to be able to run the event, to be able to pay for the expo hall, for all of the transportation and all of the partnerships has been completely paid for by these partnerships, including Tesoro, which is our title sponsor. I wanted to show you real quick. This is the list of corporations and companies that we've been able to work and university partners that we've been able to work with over the last 3 years. And the list is growing, but you can see there's some pretty impressive companies, and these are employers of our students when they leave Weaver School District and out of our schools. And we want them to stay in our community. We want to be able to have those students work here and live here and be able to raise their kids in our district later on. It's just been a fun project, and I appreciate the support. And it's it's been an enjoyable experience, and it's a great day, and it's a great opportunity to network and build these relationships over the course of the year. And then they in turn help us with our STEM fair and help judge projects later on in the spring. This is the website. It's a great website if you want to get in there and see it. It's also on your flyer. It goes through all the additional information and details. Once again, appreciate your support. It's a great event, and it's fun to be part of this district, so thank you.
Matt, thank you for that presentation. Very informative. Hopefully we can support that. Board, the next item on our agenda is a discussion item on the 2017-2018 school year calendar on first reading. Billy Grills.
Thank you, Superintendent Board. The calendar committee met recently to consider several possible calendars for the school year 2017-18. We had school, district administration, parents, PTSA, WEA, classified employees, and teachers were invited and allowed to give input during this meeting. Additionally, the final calendar choices were sent to the schools and employee groups to allow them to obtain input at the local level. Based on that input, the committee would like to recommend to the board the attached 2017-18 calendar for consideration and approval on a first reading.
Board, you've heard a presentation from Billy on the first reading of the 2017-18 calendar. I'd entertain a motion to accept. So moved by Dean. Second by Janice. Any discussion? Billy, any change from this calendar from this year on 17 to next year?
It's kind of mimics what we've had, and when we do these calendars, we always have to start backwards because of our graduation dates, and thus that's what we get. And I think it's been a great calendar, and the committee's loved it, and we've had a lot of positive input from patrons. One of the biggest things we've received input is we lock our spring break up to the first week in April every year, and that allows families to plan their vacations and what have you, and that's been a real positive.
And that's where I was going. I got the same thing on feedback. I don't know if other board members did or not. So, thank you. All in favor? All right. Any opposed? We have it. Go ahead.
Did we ever get an opportunity to see this before we go on? What the proposals for the calendar are?
Did you hear that question?
You did a long list of things that were on the committee. I don't remember seeing anything on this before we were approving.
We don't normally.
We haven't in the past, but we can do that in the future.
Well, I just think the other board member.
There will be a second. Thank you.
Before I go, Rick, are you asking, for example, for the other options that the committee looked at?
I have a lot of public input too. Some of those calendar what was chosen. And I'm not saying this is not the best choice, but maybe if we have an earlier look at it, we should run it too. I don't know if that's our job.
I think one other thing that we can all be maybe more aware of, and Bill, you could help guide us in this, is just what that process is, because there's plenty of opportunity for input, whether they're a member of the calendar committee or whether they have feedback when those options are sent to the schools for input and feedback. So it can be a combination of things, but certainly all along the way in the process, there's transparency, opportunity for input from the community, not just from faculty and staff, but parents as well. So we certainly welcome, people's input.
I would also suggest, Rick, that any questions that they might have concerning the change be forwarded as soon as we can to Billy, so we can start building those under questions. And then maybe we could get a draft prior to.
We can do that.
Just
We're going to
something that
send.
maybe would help show you what you've got on options to present to your constituents.
This will be sent out again to everybody, and let them know that it was approved on the first reading. If there's any more input, please let us know.
So we do have a month open, Rick, so if you have some of those who are concerned and unhappy with that, or at least want clarification, just have them directed toward Bill. Is that correct?
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Did we get through the vote? Okay. transaction of Club Heights and Marlon Hills by Scott Zellner.
Superintendent Stevens.
On the bottom.
Wait there? Hey, there it is. Superintendent Stevens, Vice President Ritchie, and board members. Just kind of as a result of the combining of Club Heights and Marlon into Birch Creek Elementary School, we created a couple of surplus properties at the Marlon and Club Heights. State statute requires us, when we have surplus properties under certain statutes, to give local municipalities who meet certain population density requirements first right of refusal to purchase those properties if they choose. That's a 90-day process. During that 90 days, South Ogden City decided they were interested in those properties and wanted to purchase them. So again, based on statute, the way that the price is determined is they have an appraisal done, we have an appraisal done, and statute sets the sale price at the midpoint between those two appraisals. So those were done, and the purchase price for the 7.37 acres at Marlon was determined to be $397,500, and the purchase price for the 5.37 acres that was Club Heights was determined to be $365,000. Jeff Hales, our district realtor, has received offers from South Ogden City to purchase both those properties at the determined price. South Ogden has entered into an installment agreement with us, which requires them to provide $250,000 down at the closing date, and the balance of $512,500 will be paid at 3% interest on 10 installments over the next 10-year period, annual installments due on July 1st. The Capital Improvement Committee met on September 12th and is recommending to the board that we accept South Ogden City's offer to purchase these properties.
Thank you, Scott. Board, you've heard the presentation on the sale of the properties of the land transaction of Club Heights and Marlon Hills property. I'd entertain a motion to accept. So moved by Rick. Second by Dean. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff and Scott and Reed and Heidi for your work on that. We appreciate that. However, Heidi, you are up if you'd like to head that way. Approval of revised policy 4120, discrimination clause, including title 4, 10, 12, section 504. Anyway, it's a first reading of whatever you're going to do there, Heidi.
What we're going to do here, Superintendent, Vice President Ritchie, the board, we just need to update this policy to be consistent with federal requirements in terms of the provision of the requirement pertaining to students with disabilities. That's the section 504 provision. Currently, the policy allows for a hearing, which is consistent with the law, but our grievance procedures don't spell that out as they should. So the change in this policy merely spells out the grievance procedures to include a hearing where a parent feels that they have been discriminated against, or their student has been discriminated against on the basis of disabilities. There's some other technical changes in the policy as well, but nothing that changes the substance of the policy. So I recommend that the board accept this policy on first reading.
Thank you, Heidi. Board, you've heard the presentation by Heidi on approval of revision of policy 4120, discrimination clause on the first reading. I entertain a motion to accept. Janice, accept. Second by Mitzi. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries on the first reading. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We've come to the end of our agenda. Do you like our new screen? Didn't even know it was here. Scott, I'm sorry. We'll get you sunglasses when you come next time. But it's very neat to see the district moving forward with technology and board books and paper and everything. And so we thank you for the direction. And everybody have a great night. I'd entertain a motion to... yes? Oh, I'm sorry.
Question.
Hello, my name is Chance Call. I am a Boy Scout, and I am currently working on my project.
Hold it. Tell them where you go to school.
I go to Weaver Innovation High School.
Well, I know what he said.
Yeah. organization I wish to do it with. So my idea for my idea for my field project is idea called Buddy Bench. So it is so at elementaries there'd be a bench, and students would be informed that if they ever saw anyone sitting on this bench, that they would know that they would need a friend or someone to be friendly with them. My wish is to create a couple buddy benches for local elementary schools close to where I live in Roy. At this point in time, so far this is the only thing I've done for it. First, at this point, I just need I need you to consider it for when I come back later with a full plan and I have it clear with my scout master.
Please, Superintendent.
We definitely would love to work with you on that. Mr. Zilmer, will you raise your hand? Yes, sir. We're going to have you coordinate, especially with him, and he'll help put you in touch with the principals of those schools. We'll find a place for that. I've got a question for you. Several years ago, I earned my Eagle badge, and I was required to have 24 merit badges. Now, I'm an English major, not a math major, but I think there's more than 24 merit badges on that sash. How many merit badges are on that sash?
We had a court line the other week, so I got more, but
some aren't on there yet.
I believe I got my favorite side last.
Wow.
Come on, please. We'd like to shake your hand if you could.
Is your principal in the audience?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you please identify him?
Mr. Newey is my principal.
It's okay. That's great you live in Roy. It's a great place to live. While he's making the rounds, I would like to mention a shout out to Rocky Mountain Junior High this morning did the Rachel's Challenge. And that was an awesome, awesome challenge for those of you who are aware of that. And it kind of goes down the same line that we're talking about here on the bullying and the chairs. And maybe you could tie in with Mrs. Myvie's out to Rocky Mountain and pair up with that great challenge out there on Rachel's Challenge. So it's a great opportunity. Time is perfect. Superintendent Scott, thanks for helping him. Do we have any other further discussions or actions? Mr. Elliott, would you like to say something? All right. Seeing none, I entertain a motion to close. Motion by Dean. Second by Rick. No one wants to go home. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Be safe. Have a great night. Thanks for coming.
Carol, introduce you. No, seriously. I just want to